Hey everyone, Tony this side. I hope you all are doing good and taking all precautions needed in this time of COVID. So today we will discuss about Bitcoin specifically in crypto markets, and I would be discussing what is happening and probably what is going to happen. That I will put my point of view on that, and I will also put up my positive points and negative points throughout this drop from the November. I would definitely like to find out with you all that where I was right and where I was wrong, and I would appreciate in the end if you can just go ahead and comment me that if I was right or not, okay, at that point, because I've been trying to update as much as possible on Twitter, but Bitcoin has been quite difficult in terms of price action recently, and that was not so difficult if we could have controlled our emotion and we have accepted the reality. But whatever happened, that it is. So let's begin. And what is happening at this moment is Bitcoin is crashing while I'm making the video, to be honest, but it is trying to hold this zone. So I will be coming to this point at the end, but before I proceed, I want to show you something that I am begin with. That is my chart I posted on Twitter on November 26th. Okay, it's November 26th 2021, 9:51 p.m. I posted this chart. Okay, so I think you cannot see this. Yes, now you can see this. So on this chart I mentioned that Bitcoin has broken its uptrend. Definitely you can see that it was a dollar sign line, that there was the market structure break, buyers are trapped, and I did have wrote that important zone to hold this gap, and that is something which price should not fill, otherwise the continuation is possible, and that may go even lower to 35k. So on 26th of November I was aware that price is more likely to go down, but the mistake was the emotions, and I didn't accept it completely that I could open the short positions, or I can clearly say that it is going to 35k or 40k. That was, but I was somewhere sure that it is not the right time to buy. So the good part was I didn't buy, but the bad part was I didn't take the short entry. So coming back to the chart now, where this chart has reached, I'm coming back to the Bitcoin chart now. So on the Bitcoin chart, I will begin from top to down analysis, why I was so sure that Bitcoin is more likely to drop, but why I was not sure to take the entry and take the big positions, because this could have been a great short, right? If I would have shorted anywhere around this 58 or 59k, that could have been a great short till 40k. And in last 2 days I was planning to make the video, but there was a little confusion because of the charts. If I can show you on the Binance futures chart and also on other exchanges like Bybit, Bitcoin was failing to close below December 4th low. You can see it was making wicks, but it was not closing below. However, on the Binance chart, it has closed below. On the spot chart, sorry, not the Binance chart, both are Binance. This is perpetual futures chart and this is a spot chart. There it was closed below, but on perpetuals it was not, and that's why I was a bit confused that it is going straight down or it is going to take a bounce, and I was waiting for it to react before making this video, and finally it has reacted. So now I'll show you from the beginning what we could have done here better so that we can do it in future, and what we had done good I will also describe that in this video. I won't take that much time, so I'll just quickly go to the monthly chart. And let me remove all the drawing here. So if you notice the Bitcoin chart here, okay, so the first sign of weakness was this, right? So the first sign of weakness, why I was like not sure in the November, you can notice the November closing was just below this high, right? So price was going up, but price failed to make a new high. That was the first sign of weakness that made me think that price can drop. But Bitcoin has done it many times, but when it has failed to close above and later on it continued going higher, and even many times price can do that. So it's not a confirmation, it's not a point of argument that we should just sell everything and go into the short because it has just failed to close above. That's not an argument, definitely not. But that is a sign of weakness which we should consider, which we should have considered at the very top in the beginning of December, which we did at some point, but not the completely, as I mentioned already. So now when prices fail to close above this, so the next point of interest on the monthly chart comes this one, right? So why this one? This becomes important because in this complete move, if anybody has bought, like short-term traders, retailers, right? So if anyone has bought here anywhere in this candle, this is a monthly chart, right? So it has a data of 30 days, not a single day. So anybody, like if I show you on the daily chart, this is a quite big move. You will see this is from 42,000 to 69,000, right? So that's a quite big move. So if anybody would have bought anywhere, he would more likely to put his stop loss just below this low, right? Or just below this low. So any of these two lows, he will prefer to put his stop loss in his buyings. Monthly chart usually helps me to find out that where could be the first area of stop losses, and I usually keep it below the previous month's low. So this was an area which was quite important. Last month candle, like December closing happened, you can say, like if I use the replay mode, so you can see the last month closing was actually just making a fake low there, right? So it was the same kind of structure which we had at the top, which I was describing at this area. The same kind of a structure was there. So there was a possibility that it is a sign of weakness again, but I was not so sure. So I was in confusion, I was in dilemma, but I was expecting that now price can go at least a bit up and drop back, and this was the move I was expecting, and that's why in the first week of January I was bullish. Okay, so I won't lie, I was bullish. I was expecting 52,000 first, but I was also expecting 55,000 before this drop. Fortunately, Bitcoin did 52,000, but it did not go for 55, and that was the second place where I didn't played well. Okay, so this was also a good area. Look at this, price moved up after this week. Price moved up, it went exactly 52,000 to this high, which I was expecting, but I was also expecting it to retest this, which it didn't. So this short was not something I could take. However, I take the trade just below this. Okay, so I won't say that I lost it all, not at all. I didn't lost it all. I took the position after this when candle closed below. I took the trade at this low to this low, 45k. So that was a short trade I took, but I could have taken it like from the top. So that's something, but you can't get every move, that's also true. So that was also the part here. So I don't have much regret, but definitely it could have been better. So as I said, this candle closed just below that, right? So I was expecting that it may still go up, right? But it didn't happen, it didn't play it out, it directly dropped. Okay, now we go to the weekly chart, and that was the chart which was the best chart to trade short or downward, and which I missed. But that will give us what next. Definitely that's going to help us, because on the weekly chart sorry, so on the weekly chart you can see price failed to close above this high once, twice, both time it failed, right? Again the sign of weakness. Okay, so when I say it is a sign of weakness, I just mean to say that it is a sign of weakness. I didn't say that you should go short there, you should sell in that kind of pattern, definitely not. Okay, but that is a sign of weakness when price fails to close above previous high. So this was a high, this was a October high, price failed to close above. On the weekly chart price started dropping, that's quite good, that's fine. Okay, so this was where price broke the recent low. So this is the place where actually price started making lower low, right? So this was the place, and this is the same place where I shown you the chart where I became bearish on November last week, and I was bearish because price has closed below this, and I was expecting a fall. Okay, so I was expecting a fall to 42k, 45k, right? That was definitely going to come. That happened in December, but then 52k happened. That was fine. So this was okay. this was okay, this was good, this was good. So far this was all good. I just missed this move, this particular move. Okay, so what you can do in next in future, why I'm discussing this, why I'm pointing out my mistake here, is because I want you to be out of your emotions. Okay, so don't be euphoric if everybody is bullish on Bitcoin on Twitter, on Telegram, everywhere. Just play your game. If I would have just focused on my chart and I would have taken it quite seriously without focusing on my bias, I might have taken the short here too. Okay, so that's fine. Whatever happened is happened. Okay, but what next? What next I believe is going to happen. I also wanted to, I recorded the same video to be honest yesterday, but I deleted it because I wanted to wait for the weekly closing. Okay, I wanted to see if it is closes above, because if you notice, if you have seen my previous video, I have explained many times, whenever price moves after a consolidation, very quickly, and it goes up and it takes any high, right? Whenever price starts breaking the trend, okay, so I want to explain you with this, like this is a consolidation, okay, and after this consolidation, if price moves back up very quickly, and after a move it started dropping down, it usually comes to drop below this. Okay, why it is that? Because this complete move is actually a manipulation. This is not a real move. Okay, so the same happened in Bitcoin, and I was blind enough to not to see that to be honest. I was blind enough not to see that, but I am focused now, and I am quite sure that price is going to take this low. However, the crash just happened while I was going to record this video, but it had not taken this low, and it's pumping again, and there would be charts again, it's going up, but to be honest, what I see next is price has to, like, more likely to drop below this low at least once. So it has not touched it yet, so I'm expecting one more drop. Okay, so at least price drops below this, and then it can go for a bounce. Okay, so it can drop like this, it can go up like this, and then it can continue dropping or continue going up. That would be a different case. So for now I'm focusing on this low. Okay, so that is 39,600, which it has not taken. It is quite close to that, but it has not taken. It may take 2-3 days to even going there. Why I'm saying 2-3 days? Because it is quite sideways from last 3 days, so it may still continue going sideways, may pump a bit, and people started longing and then drops back. Okay, so that is fairly possible, but what I expect is price like more likely to drop below this. That's my first area of interest. Okay, unless price start making higher highs. Okay, so what I want to say with this, unless price start making higher high, okay, structure like this, or it drops below this, I'm not a buyer. Okay, so that is very clean statement from my end. I'm not a buyer unless price takes below this. The reason is same, because this was the last consolidation before this blow of move, and when price has started dropping up, I would like that everybody who bought in this move should get out of their position. Okay, that's what called liquidation in big players too. Okay, liquidation doesn't mean that you got liquidated by going 100x and it goes below. When fund managers and PMS trades, they do call it, because they have to forcefully close their longs position, right, when price drops below their entry points, and that's what I'm expecting it to happen. Okay, and is that going to be the bottom? I'm not sure. I can't say. I'm no one to predict that, right? I'm the one who can just trade my own setups. I'm the one who can just help you learning if you want to learn, and I'm the one who can learn from you all and also from my own mistakes. Okay, so what happens next? If price drops below this, okay, price makes a structure like this, goes below, capitulate everyone, started going up, makes higher highs, then I'm a buyer. Here I'm a buyer to take the price higher. Okay, so that's my first condition, to confirm it as a reversal on basis of this low. And if we look at the left about the support and resistances on the chart, okay, on the weekly chart, so as I told you from the chart of 26th, I expect that price may likely to go 30k, right? So as I have written on that chart too, so that is fairly possible. It can go, sorry, 30k, I said 35k, so it may go to this low as well. Okay, let me come back to the trading view and show you that. Okay, so there it is. In this, what I see next is this is almost the yearly open of 2021. This is the high of this consolidation, the last move up, last high, you can say. Like if you say this is a swing high, right? So this candle is a swing high. Why it is a swing high? Because it has a lower high at the left and it has a lower high at the right, so that's why this is a swing high. So there is a swing high there, right? So which has got broken. So price had made a kind of a structure like this here, if you notice, right? So there is a possibility that price may retest this and start going up. So but that is a possibility, we can't be 100% sure. It may straight going down, because that is not a confirmation of uptrend. Definitely it's not. Okay, so in these possibilities, for now I'm looking at the 36,600 level, sorry, 39,600 level, and then 36,600 level. These are my two next support levels for now. Okay, before the 30k level, definitely that is going to work as a important support level. Okay, so same coming to the daily chart. So this is my area of interest, the first interest. My second area of interest, as I mentioned, the last swing high, that was here, 34,600. Okay, now it was 36,600 here, right? So these are two area of interest for now. Okay, however, I'm not going to be a long-term buyer any of these two places. Definitely I'm not going to be a long-term buyer unless I see higher highs. If I start watching such kind of moves, right, I would be buying here. I can go ahead and buy at 50k or 60k even if I'm sure the price is going up, but I'm not willing to buy at 40k if I'm not sure if it is going to 50k or 30k, because that's kind of gambling to me. Because there is a theory, if you are a long-term investor and you're buying Bitcoin on like kind of SIP, then you can buy it on any prices, because you buy it every month. That's not a problem at all. If you're buying it for 10 years, that's not a problem. You can buy it at anywhere, because I'm a firm believer that Bitcoin is going up at the end, right? But if you're buying for a trade, for swing positions, I just mean to like buying for a few months or a swing position, I'm not a buyer unless I see higher highs. Okay, for very long term holding, I already have my Bitcoins which are in cold wallet, so I don't have to touch them, right? So that's a different case. On the daily chart as well, on the daily chart, before going to the daily chart, I would also like to mention a scenario of range here, which I also recently posted in my opinion. I don't know where I will find that chart. That was on Bitstamp, I think. Bear with me if I can find the chart. There it is. Okay, so if I go on the 3-day chart, it also makes a range here. Okay, and this one. So if we see a long-term range on the Bitcoin chart, so you can see this was the range low, right, which has been respected thrice actually, like a single week here, but you can count at least twice, right? It was in January 21 and it was in mid 21. So both times this level was respected. This was the high which was also respected twice now, or thrice you can say, if you count October and November range differently. So thrice at the top, thrice at the down. So if this is the range, I expect that price may continue being in this range for some time. It may be for a couple of months or 3 or maybe even the complete year. Okay, because this is a big range. You can notice that it is began with January 21 and price is still in it. So it's like a year already. Price is trading between 30k and 60k. So there is fair possibility that price may come to retest to the lows again, to this range, and make any kind of deviation. Okay, and then start going up back to the same range. Okay, however, when we trade in range, the deviation can be in terms of capitulation, that this drop can actually be a bit bigger when it reaches to 30k. It's not necessary that it will stop here only. It can be like this. Okay, it can be like if you remember the COVID crash, it can be like a sharp drop. When price reach to this, VIX can be like this, and then a reversal, and then a consolidation here, and then start going up. So that is fairly possible. And if that happens, what I expect 24,000 could be a good entry price. Okay, or could be a good level of support. Okay, this area, because this was the last consolidation before move up on the daily chart. Okay, and then we have this one at the ATH of 2017, which I don't think it is going to retest, because price of Bitcoin has never retested its previous high after a bull rally after breaking its all-time high. So more likely I don't expect that price may go to 20k. However, anything is possible in the market. We can't be 100% sure. We can just be ready for the probabilities which is possible. So this is what I say, that 24k there is a consolidation. So when price drops, it may wick down to this place, come back quickly back up to the range and go up. So this is also a scenario we need to watch on the midterm and long term area. And if this happens, you can expect there is a drop of around 20 to 30% due, and which is quite big, which may drop alts as well along. Okay, but if it does not happen and prices starts making reversal from here, I will be making videos regularly now, like every week or maybe in 10 days I will be uploading. So there will be enough time. If you follow my ideas, then I would be helping you out to find out a way how to buy here. But we need to be patient, right? If we will be restless to buy it, and we will be buying here, so we have to be ready to face the risk management. Like price may drop to this zone and we should be like steel hands then, right? We are not like buying here and then selling after a drop of 5%. That's not how it works. If you want to be a holder, if you want to be an investor in Bitcoin, if you're buying here, then make a risk management that if price even drops to 20,000, it does not harm you, because you are a believer that Bitcoin will go again up to 50 to 60,000, right? So you have to be a believer like that. If you're a believer like that, you can buy here. If it drops, you can add more. So that's not a problem at all. But if you are a trader, swing position holder, and you're expecting me to trade with me, then I would say just wait for a while, let it make a higher highs. Okay, let it cross this equally the equivalent level around 45 46. Unless it do that, it's really not safe for me to buy at least. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll be leaving all this on the market for now. Okay, so on the other hand, Ethereum looks quite bad, to be honest. I had quite big hopes with Ethereum. I was expecting, I even used the trend line, which I rarely do, but I did. I thought that this is going to work and price is going to boom, but it was my first bad trade of the year that I got stopped out at 3,500. And it's okay, stop losses are part of the game, but I got stopped out big on this. I accept that. So I was expecting the price can continue going up from here, but it dropped. When it dropped, so I expect it to be a kind of capitulation, definitely, because if it has to drop, it has to be like this. If it has to go up, like I said, Bitcoin may go with that low, then Ethereum would be making a quick move to this. If that is going to happen with the Bitcoin, Ethereum should make a quick move, and if it does that, I will be a buyer again here. Okay, otherwise I'm waiting below this low in this consolidation. If Ethereum gives me an entry, I'm a buyer here. Okay, or I will be just waiting for Bitcoin to start making higher highs. When Bitcoin starts making higher highs, Ethereum starts showing strength, I will be a buyer here. Okay, but this is not the place where you have to be a seller, definitely not. This is not the place where you have to short the market, definitely not. This is not the place you should sell your holding, definitely not. You should wait for market to relieve, let your positions come back to your entries, and then you can exit and make a new positions according to your setup, because this is the place when price is in discount, when price is in drop, we look for buyings. However, we don't buy the dip, we wait for the right dip, we wait for the right setup to buy in, and that's what I expect in Ethereum as well. So this was all from my end on the Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I will try to be regular. Definitely I will try to be regular. Last year the videos were quite beneficial. Even all the trades I took from the video, they were quite successful, and I hope that this year I'll starting the videos again, and this time I will not stop, and I'll be making videos regularly, and we will be doing it all together. So wish you good luck, stay safe, have a good day.